Probably the worst job you have to do in car restoration is pulling old nests out. I wear rubber gloves. I should have worn a respirator, but this is a fairly well-ventilated area. Hopefully we'll be okay. It's Friday, September 26, 2025. This is the third installment on Project Some Assembly Required, our 1973 Triumph TR6 BarnFind. In this video, I'm going to give you the progress made this week. Stay towards the end. You'll see how this hockey puck helped me install some components. Stay tuned. So progress continued on our little Triumph. My colleagues Joe and Bobby worked on some mechanical things. If you recall from the last episode, I had ordered a clutch cylinder, and Joe proceeded to put that in. And while it put pressure on the clutch and they were able to move through the gears, the clutch slave cylinder that's underneath is now leaking. So I have one of those on order, and we'll put that in next week. They also did a little work on cleaning up the carburetors and putting on the stock air cleaner after we found the chrome dual SU air cleaners do not match the bolt pattern for the SU carburetors on this car. So they put the stock unit back on. They also found a couple of parts in their travels. They've been digging through the parts more than I have, quite frankly. They found the gas cap. It'll do for now. It's a little dull. I'm going to see if I can't polish it, bring it back to a little bit, but at least it's on there and we've got something complete. They also found in one of the bags a replacement shift knob. It looks a hell of a lot better than the worn out one that originally came from the factory. Sadly, I lost the video clip showing me steam cleaning the Triumph's seats. I used a combination of degreaser and my steam cleaner along with a stiff bristle brush to agitate the dirt out. And the results are very impressive. The seats look like new. I think I mentioned in the last episode that we decided to go with Hushmat. I believe the complete kit of Hushmat, which provides a variety of panels and a diagram. I wouldn't exactly call it pre-cut, but that came in on yesterday, and I proceeded to put most of it in. You may recall I was detailing a trunk last week. Typically when I detail something with a steam cleaner, that eliminates any odors. However, coming back here today, it was clear that I had not cleaned everything. And I said, okay, I ended up pulling the trim panels out of the trunk, and lo and behold, there were two mice nests on both sides of the where the tail light housings are, back where the TR6 stickers are on the rear quarters. They were quite packed in there. Probably the worst job you have to do in car restoration is pulling old nests out. I wear rubber gloves. I should have worn a respirator, but this is a fairly well-ventilated area. Hopefully we'll be okay. After I pulled the trim panels, I proceeded to spray everything down liberally with a liberal quote of Lysol. Let that set while I had lunch, and then came back and steam cleaned everything before I put the Hushmat in throughout the trunk. And the other thing I did is the old trunk carpet that goes on the main floor of it was in generally good condition, but two things wrong with it. It smelled like mouse piss. And the one part on the passenger side was worn away. Must have been something rubbing on it from years of travel. I decided to just order a factory one. It's a nice replica. It's bound on all sides. The only thing I had to do was put the rivets in, the snap fittings, so that fits to the spare tire cover. So the way it works is you put the awl in where the marks are on the underside of the carpet, where you want the snap. Then on the good side of the carpet, you take the black clips that come with the carpet, push those through as hard as you can so that the points are through the carpet. They're very sharp, so be careful. And then the chrome snap part of it goes into those little knife edges, and then you bend those over. I used a body hammer, nice flat surface, to bend those as I held it close to the carpet to get the most out of them. So I can say, as I sit here on week 3, it smells neutral now. There's no mouse smell in the car anymore. You know, that's typically what happens, is you got to go through a couple of passes to find everything. But I feel comfortable now. The few mouse nests that were in the car are now alleviated. This thing can now air out and be good. At a minimum, please press the like button. If you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to subscribe. It costs you nothing. It helps the YouTube algorithm spread this channel to other enthusiasts to get the word out about what I'm doing with Guys with Rides. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to check out my main website, guyswithrides.com, or the marketplace, guyswithrides.bid. Another thing I neglected to mention was I also installed the Moss Motors hood insulation kit. Triumph TR6 did not come with hood insulation, and with the paint a little thin underneath the hood, decided to put this dress-up kit in. It's a matter of using 3M super trim adhesive. You spray both the pads themselves as well as directly on the hood, you saw me a moment ago doing, and you let both sides of that sit for a little bit, and then you come back and it's just a matter of putting the thing on. I have a new fuel pump that came in today with the hush mat. So Joe is going to install the fuel pump. They tried rebuilding it, or they said everything, including the manual prime, was just sticking. So they're going to put the fuel pump on. I believe the clutch slave cylinder will be here Monday at the latest. And so with those two things on it, I think we're going to be and now with the interior hush mat in, we'll put a seat in it. And I think next week, in next week's update, you're going to see us. I had hoped we'd be driving around this week, but it's what happens with project cars. I'm curious, have you put hush mat in any of your cars? And if so, did you notice a difference? Probably my biggest regret is I moved forward with putting the hush mat in without having a before and after, but I just know, if nothing more, not so much the sound deadening, because this is a sports car, a very analog one. That said, I'm hoping the hush mat reduces the heat coming right off the engine, because that center console is basically a cardboard thing. So that's got to be just a huge transmitter of heat. And I'm hoping this little upgrade will keep that at bay. So that's the latest update this week. Well, as promised, I was going to show you what I use the hockey puck for. And it was specifically when putting in the hush mat. You see the indentations in the floorboards. You need to apply this. And there you see me using just a standard hockey puck to fit that hush mat to the floor. It's a great little tool to push it flush against 90-degree corners, as well as the indentations that were originally stamped in the floor. And that's what I'm doing there. And here's a close-up of me actually doing that. And again, it's just a nice way to smooth out the hush mat right against the floor, get a good adhesion for it, and then you're good to go. And that's what I did throughout the whole car, just using that hockey puck. Thanks for watching this video. Please press the like and subscribe button, comment below, and be sure to check out our other videos on this subject, as well as all the great content on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can call me at the number listed below, or be sure to check out our main website, guyswithrides.com.